Hey, welcome to Story Games Sojourn. I'm Samuel James, and today I am joined by
Me, Kyle Berger.
Kyle Berger, my co-host. Today we have a special guest with us. Who are you, special guest?
Matthew.
Hey, Matt. How's it going?
You wrote like 5 W's on there.
Well, it was to be an insert for your name, but I guess Matthew can be your name. All right, today Matthew Berger. We're going to be doing a story game. Here's how that works. We're going to start with a scenario, and then we're going to say what happens next. We're going to kind of go back and forth with no turn order. We're just kind of build on each other's ideas. If you've gotten this far into the show, you know how this goes. We wrap things up when the scenario ends. And today is kind of an exciting day for us. A, because we have a special guest. B, because we're doing a repeat of a show that we've already done before. Today is Scooby-Doo. And thirdly, it feels just appropriate to do Scooby-Doo because it's Hallows Eve, or it's in that season. So take all of those benefits while we can. Today's warm-up question. We get to introduce us to the member of Mystery Inc. Matthew,
Yes.
what would be the ideal vacation spot for each member of Mystery Inc? Take your pick of where you want to start first, but give me where they might go.
So this is interesting because I heard like the first episode y'all did on this, and there was lore being thrown out that I really had no familiarity with because I've seen like an episode of Mystery Incorporated. I've seen um Scooby-Doo, like some of the generation where there was Scrappy-Doo. I've seen What's New Scooby-Doo. They did a whole thing in like the, I don't know, 70s or something where it was like Scooby-Doo with like the Harlem Globetrotters or like Laurel and Hardy. It was like I've seen a lot of iterations of Scooby-Doo, but I did not know there was so much lore behind the characters. Like basically all my knowledge of the characters comes from like the very first generation of the show
That's all
where
you
they were
need.
like they really had like nothing going on. It was like Scooby and Shaggy, they're fraidy cats and they like to eat. Fred's
Hmm.
sort of the one in charge. Velma is a nerd and Daphne is basically useless, you know?
Right, right. They're more puppets than actual characters. They're like,
Yeah, and I didn't
yeah.
even know they had families or anything. I like didn't know they had last names, you know? So I was like, "Oh, okay, so I'm just gonna go with what I know
Mhm, mhm.
here." Um, and I mean, like, Shaggy and Scooby Doo, they're definitely going on vacation together,
True,
and
best buds.
it's probably to like a state fair or something where there's tons of food, and it's just gonna be like making wild, creative, deep fried foods. And
Ooh, yes.
it's not gonna be expensive or anything crazy, you know, they're just gonna go down to the county fair and be like, "Get this on a stick, get this deep fried, get this stacked on top of that."
Mhm.
It strikes me as a very Scooby and Shaggy deal.
I feel like, well, you're right, the information actually doesn't matter too much because wherever they go, wherever they vacation for whatever reason, doesn't really matter as long as something spooky happens
Yeah,
there. Like,
yeah,
obviously,
right,
the state fair can turn into a scarecrow ghost.
for sure.
Um, or and, you know, that's the point, like, it seems strange that this group of friends vacations together all the time, but
Yeah,
but they do, and it's always for reasons that, like, aren't really touched upon until the exact moment that the person who, volunteered the location is asked, and we sort of touched on that when we did our first episode where we just decided they were randomly at the, Olympic hockey rink
yeah,
because who was it? Velma was a hockey fan?
Yes.
Yeah,
yeah,
but
yeah.
yeah, no, it like you said, the information, they really are just puppets until, the given information is doled out in the first 10 minutes of any given episode.
Well, what's even crazier is, like, now that I think about it, like, they don't even really seem like they're very good friends, you know? Like Fred's in charge and he orders everyone around and Velma's like obviously like the first mate. So she's de facto
Skipper.
leader when Fred's off with Daphne. It's like the other three are just taking orders. You know, like they don't really seem to enjoy each other's company so much as they just work together well to solve mysteries. And maybe that's all you need, you know?
Could be
Maybe
it. They could be it.
maybe
They're
that's
just
the
they're
real
just friends
friendship.
of circumstance, friends that share the same hobby of mystery solving.
It
Um,
really does seem that way.
when it comes to Velma Dinkley, I suppose it would be kind of stereotypical to say, like, she enjoys the library as her
Yeah,
vacation
a
spot,
museum.
but she's probably a staycationer. That's my guess. She'll be like or find some Airbnb that's within walking distance like, between a coffee shop, a library, and maybe a nice downtown area where people leave her alone? Maybe maybe that's where she goes? She goes to, like, I don't know, some small town in New England.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Uh,
unless yeah, because like, if she actually wanted to, like, relax, she would actually yeah, like you said, staycation. She vacations all the time, but it's always for, like, archaeological dig or, like,
Ooh, that's a good one too.
contest, science
Mhm.
contest. So she goes
yeah,
to all these crazy places, but it's always for business, not pleasure.
yeah.
And you're right, I feel like if she actually did wanna just enjoy herself not that she wouldn't enjoy herself on an archaeological dig and the like, but if she actually wanted to relax, I feel like you're right that she would just stay home.
And now when it comes to Fred and Daphne, I do not think that Fred and Daphne exist outside of the mysterious circumstances of Scooby-Doo episodes.
It's
Like
tr well,
like
to be fair
Fred's whole personality is being the leader of the gang, and Daphne, she just hangs on to the group. But alone, I do not believe they exist.
to be fair though, when they cut down the cast to just Scooby, Shaggy, and Daphne, Daphne made the cut.
True. Velma did not, oddly, you know?
Yeah,
She wasn't one of the minions that they kept
yeah.
behind.
Wait,
No, I mean,
for what
they
now?
had to well, obviously, you just said you haven't watched a lot of Scooby-Doo, but there was a run where they were basically it was like the 13th Ghost run. Basically, it was just
Oh,
Shaggy, Scooby, Scrappy, Daphne, and then a little brown child. Um,
oh,
I don't
I did
remember
not know
his
that.
name.
I was furiously Googling it right now, I can't find little guy, his name was, like, Riff Raff or something.
Hold up, Scooby
We gotta find this guy, cause
Doo
but yes,
child.
they remade the five-man band by axing Fred and Velma and then throwing in,
Scrappy
His
and a
name
little
was
Scrappy.
kid.
his name was Flim Flam.
Okay, yeah.
That's
I
not
was
his
not far
name!
off with Riff Raff, come on.
Wow, I've never even heard of this before.
No, it is
It's
it's sorta
awful.
strange.
The deep
It's not the
lore.
best.
The deep lore, okay.
And again, it was all centered around, like, just gags between, Scooby, Shaggy, and Scrappy getting into trouble, as I remember,
Yeah.
and just fighting the monster. I think Scrappy just wanted to fight the monster a lot of time because he's the little guy with a big heart who just wants to
Yeah, yeah.
to attack things relentlessly. But anyways, we've gone so far astray of our little warm-up question. So
Here's what it is. So, Scooby and Shaggy, they're going to the state fair. Velma is taking a relaxing staycation where she'll just read for fun. And Daphne and Fred disappear into the void until they are called upon to solve mysteries. That's my answer.
until they're summoned. No, this is good. This is good. We can go with this. Um, maybe we explore their friendship a little bit in this particular episode, and maybe they find that they have more in common than solving mysteries, or maybe we dig down and we find there's just a bottomless pit, and
Yeah.
and it is just filled with the need to solve mysteries. Okay, so for today, we are stealing an episode from the aforementioned What's New Scooby-Doo from 2005, an episode that I haven't seen called Large Dragon at Large. In this,
Awful name.
it's terrible. It's terrible. The pitch is very simple. The gang encounters a fire-breathing dragon at a Renaissance fair. And then we have a few locations that were given, including Ye Olde Renaissance Fair and other places, especially Glasborough Castle, which is just a mashup of Glasgow and Edinburgh, I'm guessing. And then we have a few other characters that we'll encounter along the way. So that's our scenario. Where should we begin our story? I assume we're just in like Glasborough, fictional Scotland. I don't know exactly where we're opening with this, but where do you want to go?
Feel like we just sorta have to, like, cut in right, in the middle of festivities. The gang
Yeah,
is just
yeah,
sort of
yeah.
in the whole midst of it. Scooby and Shaggy are eating, giant turkey legs that you obviously
Yeah,
see at the
yeah.
Renaissance Fair a lot. Um, uh Yeah, no, that's pretty good. Velma is obviously, dressed in historical garb, highly historically accurate Renaissance garb.
Yes,
She has
yes.
tights on. She has a, what is it? She has the she has the tights, the outer jacket that is also a cloak, that
Bodice?
a
Is that
bodice.
is she wearing a bodice?
And then, maybe Daphne is dressed in a more fantastical, sort of like fantasy-esque outfit.
Yes.
Because,
She's like a
um,
princess.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
Fred
Shaggy and
Jones.
Scooby, while they're eating turkey legs, can comment on how many elves they see, because those are crawling all over Renaissance fairs, and, Shaggy doesn't know, what from what, so he's just like, "Zoinks! I didn't know there were elves in the
Yeah,
Renaissance!"
yeah,
And, Velma can go on a tirade about historical accuracy, but, she doesn't take it too seriously because she knows the Renaissance fair is hippie, and they're
yeah,
hippies, so they're really at home, even if she is the only one dressing in true historical accurate, garb.
yeah, yeah, I agree with that.
And Fred, is just dressed in his normal ascot. He's he's
I
standing
like
there.
the idea of Fred being the completely like the straight man, normal guy, just wearing, he's very much the tourist. Whereas maybe Shaggy and Scooby have a little bit of the jester look going on, or maybe just the hat.
Mm,
Yep,
mhm.
That three-pointed hat with the bells is just
yep,
obnoxious.
yep.
Yeah, they're eating turkey legs. And do we want to basically who brought them here? I guess that is a good question. Which of the members of the gang is the most into it?
Despite not dressing up, I think it would be very funny if Fred was, like, the most into it and he had everybody
Oh,
else dress up.
yes. He goes to all the Renaissance fairs. He loves them, but he never actually dresses up. He just goes. He loves going to them, but he never
Right.
actually
Okay,
changes
I
his
like this
attire.
even better, that Fred invited everybody because he loves these things, and part
Mhm.
of the assumption was what, people were reading that when he passes out the little flyers to Shaggy and Velma, they see like, "Oh, you have to have a costume," right? Or you have to be dressed up, like, this is kind of serious, as a Renaissance fair, you have to be in costume, and Fred had no idea. So Fred has shown up to these things as he always does, dressed as a regular guy. Everyone else has a little bit of clothing to match the setting.
He just he doesn't realize that everyone else is dressed up. He thinks that they all just happen to be wearing that.
Yes, the refrigerator leader of Mystery Inc. has
Yeah,
got to pick
yeah,
up some clues, but
yeah,
only
yeah,
only
yeah.
involving mysteries. This is not a mystery.
This is not a mystery, no. So what are they doing? Are they, like, in the stands, or are they, like, watching, like, a minstrel sing a song, or they're watching the jousting or a tournament or something? What are they up to?
Um, yeah, I mean, I'd say, full contact jousting is always fun. Uh, just have guys getting annihilated, and that can bring Scooby and Shaggy into it. They like full contact sports.
Of course, yeah,
Especially with food in their hands. Yes, absolutely.
yeah.
And obviously, we've established in our canon of the gang that Velma loves hockey, and the full contact sport that is that. So, she can get into the jousting as well.
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I love it. Very
Okay.
into it. And so they're watching jousting, which I assume means at some point our characters will have to get involved in a jousting match. That's just me putting that, penny out
Well,
there,
foreshadowing for
or
sure.
shadow
Mm,
Yep,
something.
yep.
Should we have them meet perhaps one of our cast members at this point? One of
probably a
our
good idea. Do we wanna have, like, one of Fred's old Renaissance fair friends? Because he goes to all these.
Yeah. Yeah, 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 that could be good. How about, Shane Flinty?
He's the king of the Renaissance fair.
Yes, the
So
king of the
he
Renaissance fair who's big into everyone staying into character.
Mm.
Mm.
He is a Scottish man, and, I imagine Shane we get little, like, hints that this guy is basically a copy paste
Oh,
of Shaggy.
yeah, okay, I kinda like this because maybe in this case, the reason Fred maybe instead of being the reason that he didn't dress up is because he's oblivious. Maybe the reason he didn't dress up is because he knows that this guy, if you do dress up, he insists that you stay in character. So if he
Mm.
just dresses as a normal guy at the Renaissance fair, he knows he's gonna be left alone by this guy.
Come on, that's not Fred to be like
I
to try and get out of something. I think
I
Fred if
think you're
Fred knew, he'd wanna be in character.
I think you're ascribing a level of intelligence to Fred that kind of goes against the canon.
See, I feel like he's just going because they're friends, obviously, right? And he
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
doesn't wanna, stress his friend out too much.
but
Oh, so he wants to put him at ease.
Yeah, yeah. And the whole point is, like, now this guy is sort of, like, harassing everyone else.
I like that. I like it. Okay, that works. So Fred is doing this as a courtesy, not realizing that it gets completely under Shane's skin.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, this is good. This is good. So perhaps Shane enters the scene, and I'm gonna double down on him being
Mhm.
exactly like Shaggy, uh,
Okay.
with just like he's just got red hair, as opposed to Shaggy's brown, and then he has perhaps a full goatee. That
Yeah,
is that
yeah.
is what I'm proposing here. He is dressed up as the king of the Renaissance fair, who of course is completely gestured out. I'm gonna leave the makeup, the face makeup. He doesn't have that, but he's got the full like red and black deal. And he's the king fool of what's going on here.
Mhm.
I believe he's gonna call Fred out, say like, Fred, buddy, what are you doing? You're not dressed up. I don't know why he has that accent, but we don't have
Scottish.
to stick with it. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
Scottish.
Yeah, we
Somebody
we
else
are in
can do a
fake
better
Scotland.
Scottish. Right, we are fake Scotland. Yeah.
uh, okay. So I guess my question is like, is he gonna make a big deal out of this? Like, if Fred never is in, if he kind of knows Fred, like, is he gonna make a big deal out of that, or
I
is
think so. I think Shane
okay?
Flinty is not to be underestimated, and he will
Yeah,
get a costume for
yeah,
Fred. But I think he's also going to introduce himself, like, to the gang as the king of the
Yeah,
Ren Fair.
yeah.
mhm.
Perhaps he could let something slip about the Ren Fair being a little bit different this year. What do you think?
Yeah, or he could say something ominous, like, "People just don't take this event
Yes.
seriously."
Yeah.
Perfect. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly what we want. Just kind of putting those breadcrumbs down.
Start
Yeah.
planting some red herrings. Whether
Yes.
or not he is a red herring or if he is the guy, we'll come up with that later, but
Exactly, exactly. Okay. Yeah, this is great. What costume would Shane Flinty insist that Fred wear? Because yeah, they're all watching the whole jousting thing going on, and maybe Shane is he too busy to get Fred a costume and just demands that he go find one, or does Shane decide to go get one for him?
You know,
Oh. Oh,
what if
maybe
he g what if he gave him a costume? So, what if he gives him a costume that can become kind of a point later on? Like, he dresses him as, like, he's one of the serving staff, kind of like he's like a peasant, but that kinda, you kinda use that later on,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he could dress him
you
up
know?
exactly like the waitstaff.
And then that would give Ed maybe some access to somewhere else.
Or
Am I supposed to be foreshadowing, or we just kinda go and, like, s be tick
no,
by
no, no,
tick
that's
here?
good. If you wanna plant something that you say like, "Hey, we should use this later," absolutely, that
Okay,
totally works.
okay,
Because then you just put the shotgun on the mantle, and then we'll all remember that it's there.
okay.
Um, the other part so he could do the we'll dress him up as, like, one of the serving people. I think that actually works really well.
Alright, cool.
Burger, did you have something to add there? Or she's just gonna maybe toss Shane Flinty tosses him, like, the waitstaff, thing and says, like, "Here, put this on, then you can finally fit in."
yeah, yeah. We don't want anyone out of place. And yeah, and then he like, comments on, Velma. She looks wonderful. He comments on Daphne. He says she doesn't look despondent enough. A lady in waiting. And then he
Yeah.
looks at Shaggy and Scooby and he says, "Perfect. Absolutely stunning. The absent-mindedness behind your eyes. The foolish gait. Gestures. Perfect gestures."
Yes, yes. This works wonderful. Okay, what happens next? Do we see another cast member perhaps? Or should we, have our monster big boy dragon come into the scene?
I think we could have, um
Or more buildup?
I think we could have someone leave the group to, like, go off to a different booth or something where they
Okay,
might meet someone else.
we're splitting up, but we're not looking for clues yet.
That's right.
Alright, who dost thou nominate?
Uh, Shaggy and Scooby are easy, so
I mean, if they run out of food, they just they leave.
they need to be constantly fueled, yeah. But maybe we could have Velma because, if if the reveal or like the first sign of trouble shows up without her around, then they maybe don't have the rational mind around them to help process what just happened.
Be
So
good.
are we saying that they are going to a food stand? And maybe this is, they go to a food stand and it's sort of implied that they've already been here like 8 times. And, the
But
guy
you're talking about Shaggy and Scooby leaving the group.
Yeah, yeah, I thought that's what you were saying.
Matt had perhaps Velma should leave so that the brains have,
The brains
man,
have
we're just
left
insulting
station.
we're insulting every
Oh, okay,
every
okay, I
character.
get it. So maybe Shaggy and Scooby ask Velma to get them another turkey leg because the vendor has totally cut them off.
There you go.
He's like, "You've already eaten 8 of these things. I need to
Yeah.
save these for other people."
Yeah.
Hey, we could introduce a little bit of an extra layer of plot here.
Mm,
Perhaps Velma is reminded of her affections for Shaggy by looking at Shane Flinty, who looks much better than Shaggy, perhaps,
mm,
and has this whole, "Hey, Daphne, you want to come get this turkey leg with me that Shaggy and Scooby are demanding I go get? You know, because I need to go to the bathroom and so do you."
Does Velma have
mm.
feelings? Is
That's
that part of the canon too?
that's a new age thing, I don't much care for it.
Okay.
But I wouldn't mind going with that if we wanted to.
I was thinking like Velma, she just wants to go check out like there's a booth where someone has like some scroll or some old trinket, and
Mm.
she's gonna go get that because that's part of the experience for her is getting some
Some
historical
doodads,
some doodads.
All
some
right,
whiz
fine. If you want to
bang.
leave the romance plots, we can
We don't
toss
want
them
any. This is
aside.
there's no will they won't they in Scooby Doo, Sam.
No, there's only won't they, okay? I know how this works. I'm just saying, I'm looking at our cast list and thinking that there's a possibility that Velma could fall for perhaps 2 men at this Renaissance fair, which would be very
Mm.
funny to me.
Crazy. Okay, so
So
you
not only
think?
could she have feelings, she could have double feelings, Matthew.
My gosh. This is a whole new level. Okay, so we're thinking that okay. So she's kinda taken with Shane, and I think she's taken with Shane for his looks and his bravado, but
Mm.
maybe she ventures over to a different booth, and she's taken with the intelligence, the intellect of the vendor there. And
Ooh.
that could be one of our other folks.
Yeah, okay, alright, so, but I do like if we're gonna stay on this Velma doesn't know how to have feelings bit, I think she needs to have Daphne come with her.
Okay,
Because she's
sure.
gotta process this whole Shane thing. She's like, "Man, that guy's really cute. Like, what do you think I should say?"
Yeah,
And because Daphne is the social butterfly of the crew, right?
sure,
So
sure.
she would help out Daphne a little, or sorry, help out Velma a little bit. And so perhaps they're walking and talking about something like this. I have no idea what Velma or Daphne would tell her as advice to, like, just kind of get his number somehow. I don't know. What would Daphne say to that?
Um,
Well, the thing is, Daphne is used to getting attention all the time. She'll be just like, "Oh, well, just tell him," or just. And Velma's very awkward. She's not used to that.
Okay, yes, let's continue with that. So Daphne would say something like, "You need to get his attention." What would be a very visual way at a Renaissance fair for Velma to catch the attention of an onlooker?
And she's trying to catch the attention of Shane,
Shane,
right?
Shane Flinty, yes,
Who is very committed to the whole Renaissance fair shtick, like
yes,
mm,
Velma is.
yes.
So I'm thinking she might try to like recite like some poetry, like a sonnet or something, and
mm.
just like
Ah, yes.
super awkward, goes right up to him and is just like, "Ahem," and just let her rip.
No, I like this because it's a total misread. Because Daphne is saying you want to do something that like is flashy and appealing and all this kind of stuff, and Velma reads that as I just have to get his attention by saying some beautiful words to him.
Mm.
I
Yeah,
like it.
yeah.
I like it.
And
Okay, so
getting more into character. She thinks if she kind of gets more into it, that's gonna.
we're on our way to go getting another turkey leg for Shaggy and Scooby. Burger, what do you think happens next year as we're going over to the stands or over to like the food stands? Is there anything that happens?
I'm of the opinion that the monster needs to be introduced.
Okay.
We have dallied, and there's been no monster.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but in this case, I'm imagining, they sort of walk up to the turkey leg stand where they're all these fowl are being spit roasted. Um, and then basically they sort of look around and they see that the spits have been abandoned. There's no one at the stand, and they're sort of looking up and forth and they're like, "Where did he go?" And then they were like, "Wow, that's really, really hot." And then that's when we see a worm in the old English style, WYRM, a great serpent curled up in the coals of these of the coal bed of the spits.
Wait, hold on, hold on. How big is this bed or how small is this dragon?
That's what I'm
Oh,
thinking.
well, I was gonna say that this dragon is no bigger than probably like 3 horses.
That's a huge pit. I love it.
But yeah, well, it's like a huge, huge pit with like a bunch of spits on it.
Okay, so this dragon is almost at rest then, is what we're saying.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, like, the heat is coming off it, and they assume it's from just the normal coal bed, and then they're like, "Oh my gosh, what is that?" And then it
Yeah.
basically jumps out.
Yes,
Um,
yes, very good. Breaking a whole lot of things on the way, right?
yes, yes.
Okay, very good. So, smashes the food stand, and then does this one fly? If we're doing the old style worm,
Liar.
has this thing wings?
I think it probably shouldn't have wings, right?
Yeah,
Because it's
'cause
actually a dude.
well, obviously, if it has flight, we have to explain its flight, and we sorta
Yeah.
did that already in our
Well,
last episode.
okay, yes.
Where it was flying and we explained it's flying, but I mean, obviously, you don't need to explain it's flying if it's holograms or whatever, but
This is true. But
we
it does have
we
the
have
fire
established
breathing.
already that's emitting some heat, real heat, and it
Yes.
is sitting in fire. So there's a bit of fireproofing that needs to be explained later. So I feel like if we add flight onto that, that's even more
Okay, okay, okay,
to
okay.
justify. So I
Yeah,
feel
yeah, yeah,
like
we're good.
having a grounded fellow is not bad.
So,
Grounded fellow. Got it.
this is just some, like, for me, why would the dragon be where they're roasting turkeys curled
Oh,
up?
because he's a dragon and he's cold. And
Well,
and whoever the criminal is has an eye for the authentic.
well, okay, well, here's a thought, right?
Mhm.
Like, maybe the dragon was kind of there the whole time as, like, a prop, or, like, it was
Oh,
supposed to be part
yes.
of the scenery,
That's
and
yeah,
then they're
yeah.
kinda going there
Ah.
like, "Hey, why is that dragon moving all of a sudden?" Because if it's someone trying to get something out of the fair, they really have no incentive to lie on a bed of turkey legs. But if I think maybe he's not where the turkey legs are exactly, but he could be close by in a spot where it's like, "That's where the dragon is. Everyone comes to this fair, and, like, one of the things they
Right.
look for is the
The
dragon."
the stand is actually called, like, Dragon Eats, right?
Yeah, yeah, I
And
like that.
maybe they go back to look for the dragon, and he's not there at
Yeah, they
all.
wanted to take their picture by the statue, and it's not there.
Yeah.
Mm.
And then they look, and they're like, "Oh my gosh."
Okay, so the dragon has left its usual spot, its
It's
mascot
perch.
stand, its perch.
Yes.
And now I'm assuming it's going over to our jousting arena to go break things up or become a huge problem?
Yeah, I think we cut back to the jousting arena,
Yes.
and then, like, they're like, "And introducing, our knight, our blue knight, and then he'll be fighting, whoever, the red knight or whatever." And the blue knight comes out, and, like, the red knight never shows up, and everyone's like, "Oh, wait, where is he?" And they're like, "I said the red knight," and
Yes.
then instead of the red knight, out comes the dragon.
With the red
Ah,
knight in his mouth.
Ooh, yeah. He's dragging the knight behind him or something. See what I did there? Dragon.
dragon. He's
Yeah,
dragon.
he's got, like, his feet are in the dragon's mouth. I'm not saying we have to do anything with this, but, maybe he was peddling it. But
There's two rickety little wheels at the bottom struggling to support the weight.
But no, I mean, like, later. Like, obviously, he's in
Yeah,
its
yeah.
mouth, but, like, maybe he's piloting it from the back of its throat, and he pops out just to be like, "Oh, I couldn't have been the dragon, it attacked me." I'm not saying he has to be it, but this is another red herring that we can plant.
So,
I'm just
so
saying
the
the Red Knight is our suspect number 2.
so the Red Knight pops out to say hello and then goes back into the throat of the dragon.
Yeah, yeah,
No,
yeah.
no, 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 no. The Red Knight is in the dragon's mouth, and
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
getting,
yeah.
like, tossed around, he's screaming. It's
Well,
not it's
what
it's
it
not so obvious right away, but I'm just saying.
I think no, no, no. I like the idea that, like, maybe they think he has the Red Knight in his mouth, but it's really just the suit of armor. But in that
Mm.
moment, they're like, "Oh, this is the Red Knight."
Oh, save
So
it, save it, save it. Then
sorry,
save it
sorry,
for the
sorry,
explanation. That's great. That's great. I like
sorry,
it. Okay.
sorry,
Very
sorry.
good. Very good. Dragon comes through, starts breaking stuff. I imagine it's smashing what's the like the railing that divides our two jousters, and
Mhm.
perhaps even goes into the stands. What's our reaction from Fred, Shaggy, and Scoob?
I think most people think it's part of the show
Yeah, I feel like
because and Fred's like, "Oh wow, Shane, you really outdid yourself this time."
and then Shane's
Shane
just like,
looks around.
"Oh,
No, no, Shane. No, no,
oh,
Shane's not there.
oh,
Shane's
Shane's
not
not
there.
there. Oh."
Shane can't be there because he's his. Maybe it's him. I don't make up a him. I don't
Suspect.
know.
Mm.
So he's like, and he looks around. Shane, where'd you go? And then all of a sudden, maybe the dragon like actually starts breaking some stuff, or like actually there's fire, and people are like, "Oh shoot, what? This is actually dangerous." And then they kind of panic.
Yeah, yeah. And yeah, Shaggy and Scooby are they've done this song and dance. They immediately believe it's real.
And I think they kind of hover over their chairs where their legs are like doot, 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 and then they shoot off into like the distance. And there's like a little puff of smoke behind them.
Yes. Yes. Classic. 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 I like the puff of smoke. They jump off, and then perhaps we're gonna cut back to them later. But they've jumped into the arms of Ewan McEwan.
Ooh.
But we'll see. We'll see. He'll have to. We only catch a visual glimpse of this portly Scottish gentleman. We'll have to cut back to him later because the dragon's still breaking stuff, guys.
And
Ah,
and I think the dragon now has to like issue a challenge or like make a demand or something like
ooh,
Yeah.
leave uh I don't even know. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe the dragon literally wants treasure. Like maybe he's
Mm.
like, give me all your gold or coins or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't
maybe
know what the dragon's
drop all
motivation is
your
yet.
watches. Give
Just
me
gonna
your
stick up
wallets.
the most convoluted heist ever. Dress up like a dragon.
so you can steal people's credit cards. That's the way to go.
Or maybe he just starts sucking. Yeah, maybe he starts sucking all the like jewelry and watches off of people. There's a big magnet in his mouth.
He has a little vacuum hose that snakes out of his mouth. It's going toward the audience. Starts slurping the cash out of their pockets.
Greedy dragon. Okay, I don't believe he has to talk. I think his motivation is to like get people out of here. We'll figure
Mm.
out why that is, but
Okay,
I
so he's just trying to
I
scare
think he's
people away.
terrifying. But
Yeah,
let's
okay,
let's
okay.
move the vacuum and magnet. I think they'll be great.
I think
They'll
that's
be
a
great
little too
later.
out of bounds.
They're wonderful. They're wonderful. Wouldn't change a thing. Okay, great.
Man,
People are terrified. I think yeah, Fred's really into it. He says like this is big. I'm
this
also
is
gonna
huge.
say the yeah, this is fantastic. And I think the dragon is going to break the stands just perfectly so that like on the left side of Fred it's just completely smashed in, and then the right side of Fred completely smashed in, and Fred's standing there as the only audience member who
Mm,
has not left his seat.
Giving a standing ovation.
yeah.
Yes. Bravo, bravo. Yeah, perfect.
Yeah. So then I think there's a lot of commotion. I think Velma and Daphne can come back and be like, guys, we heard all this commotion and the dragon was missing, and Shaggy and Scooby, they're still with Ewan,
Yes.
Ewan McEwan, and they're like, yeah, like he was over there. You know.
That's right. That's the Glasborough dragon. And that's when Ewan McEwen then cuts back. He's on screen and he's holding Shaggy and Scooby, and of course dumps them to the ground because he's
Mm,
grumpy.
yeah.
He
Yeah, oh
big
yeah.
big harumfer. He's bent on getting as much money out of this fair as possible. So he says, "These dragons, he's changed everything. He's making everyone leave." And people are running to their cars and leaving, and some other people are sticking around because they want to see how this shakes out, I guess.
Okay, is he gonna drop, like, an actual, like, ye olde tale about a dragon that used to
Uh,
terrorize this
Absolutely,
part of
Burger. Lead
Scotland?
me there. Take me away.
Yeah, so he's sort of like, I guess what oh god, what's the moral of the story? He's like, "Yes, these dragons have been terrorizing this great county for thousands of years."
Tie Could you tie it back to the castle in some way? Because he owns the
Mm,
castle, so it's like a family something or other, or he bought it. You know, who knows? Who knows how he got this? But if there's some way like the dragon and the castle, you know, eh,
Is the dragon historically at odds with the McEwen family?
or did
Burger.
he buy this castle off of the, historical owners of it?
Burger, you're the master of the story of
You're
McEwen,
right, I'm
Master
sorry.
McEwen's story. Take us there. Take us there.
So in this case, let's say he sort of sits here, he's like, my realtor was telling me all about it, but I didn't believe him until now.
That's good.
This castle was always owned by the O'Malleys, but O'Malley's defaulted on their debts last year and had to sell the castle, and I bought it for a real steal.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
And
Shit.
and the O'Malley family, they said, "Oh, my realtor spun a yarn about a dragon who defended the O'Malleys and would assault any foreign invaders of their great castle." I didn't
Nice.
believe
Yeah.
him until now, but look there, I saw it, the great dragon. Oh, I'm so frightened. Or maybe he's just like, "That's crazy." 'Cause
I
yeah,
like it. The O'Malleys.
so yeah, basically he says, "My realtor told me this, and I didn't believe him until now, but if an O'Malley occupies the castle, apparently a dragon is supposed to attack any who occupy the castle,
All
any
right,
foreign
pause. No, no,
invader."
no. This has to be a bit where like he says all of this in his thick Scottish accent, and then Fred just regurgitates the entire story in front of everyone. So I think what he's saying is about this
Yeah.
realtor.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah. "What's
no,
going on, you Dorothy, are it for real chain? Hi, dragon friggin' lesion die. Hi,
that's so good.
fight
Agreed.
here, I can feel here."
I love it.
I think at this point, and maybe they could be drawn to some commotion where we have Jameson Ripley, another one of our characters who
Yes. Should
plays
we?
Sir Lancelot, who was the aforementioned Blue Knight in the joust,
Ah,
and he comes back, and maybe he's limping or whatever, and he's got some kind of physical ailment, which he will claim is from the commotion, but maybe it's not.
Oh, yeah, that's
mm.
good because we can introduce him. He got hurt. So that sort of sets up, oh, who hurt him? Or is he pretending to be hurt?
Yeah.
Okay, as resident group obsessive, I think this is when Velma gets all starstruck, right? Because now she's been
Oh,
tossed by the winds of love. Because
Mm.
Shane Flinty was so dashing as the King Fool, and then Jameson Ripley, he was on that show, The Round Table Gang, which of course sounds like night solving mysteries to me, and is everything that Velma loves and adores. And who would you love more and adore than if you thought yourself a Guinevere type than
Mm,
Sir Lancelot? Am I right?
yeah. He's the
true.
wounded knight.
So
She could
now,
nurse him back to health.
so now Velma has a decision to make because she hasn't done this whole. I don't think she's done her poem yet, her poetry. That
Ah.
she's wanted to do a read of, but now she has it. Like, is she now going to spout off her poetry in front of Jameson?
Mm. She was writing for the other guy, but now she spouts it. And, yeah, no, I like that because then she spouts it in front of him, and he sort of gives her, like, a look. 'Cause he's like a television star, and he actually is very upset because this entire show has been very unprofessional, and now he's hurt, and, he doesn't know what's going on, and he's gonna be in his trailer, and now this woman is reciting poetry to him, and he says, "Oh, I guess that was okay," and then he just goes to his trailer.
Yeah, he gotta keep the charm, keep the
Because obviously
facade up.
he was very dashing in the television show that Velma is thinking of, but, never meet your heroes.
Never meet your heroes, right.
I'm
Um,
thinking the television show was also, like, 15 years ago, and
yeah,
Jameson Ripley is now, like, a little gray-haired, he's a little slower, he's lost some of his hair.
he's a silver fox now.
Yes,
Yeah,
But
yes.
but I think he's lost some of his charisma, like, he's a little played out.
yeah, and then maybe the red suit of armor, the Red Knight, um, should we say that while the dragon was happening, it could have been an empty suit of armor, but now the suit of armor speaks?
Well, alright, so where are we back on we're back in the jousting arena.
I
I
didn't think
guess
we
we have
ever
to
left.
No,
well,
yeah.
I just assumed everyone kinda ran away or ran off to the side somewhere.
Mm.
Yeah.
But so now okay, so we're there, there's the dragon, there's the red suit, so what
I assume
happens?
the dragon has left.
Yeah, yeah, I
Yeah.
assume that's the reason he can't be too big because he needs to hide.
Yeah. So
That's a good point.
the red armor is still there.
Yes.
Okay.
Ah. Hmm. Could that in itself be a clue?
Or do we want the Red Knight to come out in his undies and the dragon has stolen the red suit of armor?
Uh, I I I kinda like the idea that everyone was sorta looking away,
Mhm.
and they saw the dragon with the red knight in his mouth,
Yeah.
and now we see the red knight stand up and speak, but we
Yeah.
don't really know what happened between there.
Okay, I like that as well. That's good, that's good. But, ugh, and he can, yeah, sorta get up.
I
And,
think
yeah, they
if
can all run over because they assume he's been lying there since the dragon dropped him. So they think he's, like, out cold, but as they approach, he sort of, like, sits up, and they're like, "Oh, what's his name? What should his name be?"
Well, we've run out of cast members
Mm.
officially, but
Yeah.
what if it's Shane Flinty looking all dazed and confused, wondering how did he end up in a suit of armor?
Mm.
Ah. This could get very confusing very fast, but if we want to run with it, we can go with it.
let's do it.
Or or
We have
or or maybe he was supposed to be jousting.
That's true,
Unless you're
Shane
saying
could have been
someone
one of the
shoved him into
jousters.
it?
Yeah, he's like, man, what was I was doing? I went to go get another turkey leg, and then I can't remember what happened after that. But of course,
Yeah.
he says it in a Scottish accent, sounding vaguely of Shaggy.
Jerry, I went to go get me turkey legs, so
Burger, 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 burger. What is the zoinks of Scotland?
the soy. Great Scots!
Ah, so good, so good. Yes, I think we have to go with that. Okay, so a very confused Shane Flinty doesn't recall exactly what happened, but then he was in the mouth of a dragon and has now suddenly woke up here. Um, guys, we got to do it. We have to split up and look for clues. We gotta.
Yep,
It's
we're
so true.
there.
Someone has to. So yeah, Fred Retails translates the deep Scottish accent, and this is also when Fred realizes that this wasn't part of the show. There's a mystery afoot.
Right, 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 right. Oh, he perks up as soon as that happens, right?
Of course, and then he obviously says, "Let's split up and look for clues." So what is our split?
Well, I think Velma is gonna go talk to I think Velma is she's gonna wanna talk to the Blue Knight, right?
Yes.
Because she's starstruck. And because the other option is to talk to the very gruff Ewan McEwan
Mhm,
or talk to Shane Flinty, I think Shaggy and Scooby are gonna wanna go with Velma
Mhm.
because those other 2 guys are kinda scary.
it's true.
Yeah, yeah, Fred has to talk to although Ewan McEwan isn't really he's not really a suspect.
Mhm.
He might be, but
He might be. He has
could be.
he maybe he has other motives, other
Yeah,
motivations
yeah, yeah.
for wanting to see this bomb. Okay, so we're saying Shaggy and Scooby and Velma off to see Mr. Jameson Ripley, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Yep.
Should we start with them first then? I like that being Shaggy and Scooby being total TV heads would recognize Sir Lancelot, but perhaps they favored a different knight on the show.
Yeah, yeah, they were Arthur heads.
Arthur heads. Yeah,
Arthur
yeah, yeah.
stands.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Is there a tie-in for Vincent Van Gogh here, Burger, do you think?
Oh, that would be kinda good. He was a television star.
Television star, the Round Table Gang. Like, I don't know if Vincent Van Gogh played a monster or if he was terribly miscast and he was Arthur himself.
Yeah, either Arthur or Morgan or whatever his name is. Not no,
Mordred.
Morgan. Mordred,
Mordred.
yes, yes, yes.
Yes, okay, I like that. Yes, Mordred. Yes, Vincent Van Gogh, who played all of those like early, he was like a vampire in all these scary black and white movies that Scooby and Shaggy are all into. Yes, I like it. And he played Mordred in the Round Table Gang. I think like Shaggy and Scooby knock on his little trailer or whatever that is, and they instantly demand a if anything, it's like some sort of factoid or memorabilia from Vincent Van Gogh.
Yeah. Yep, they're in it for the stuff for sure.
Which I assume doesn't put Jameson on, like, a great footing. He was already kind of upset, and now he's got this kid, hippie, and his dog asking for something from a different person on the show that he was on.
And the woman is behind them, the poetry reciting woman.
Yeah. This social situation is gonna go terribly. We have Jameson Ripley, and then Shaggy and Scooby standing kinda in his face asking for, "Do you have an autograph or something? What do you have from Vincent Van Gogh?" And then, Velma behind them, who is thinking, overthinking, and thinking
Or
more
just
about her.
reciting more poetry.
Could do
She's
that
come up
too.
with a few new verses. She's a real freestyler.
You're right. Yeah, that's good. I think sh Burger, I think she'd be embarrassed, with that whole situation. She did that the whole thing in front of her friends, and now she, like, wants to make up for it, but has no idea how to do that.
She's
So
super
maybe
awkward.
she wants to apologize in poem form, not knowing that that is further salt to the wound.
Yeah. And I kind of feel like Shane Flinty would be he's down with the poetry and staying in character. I feel like Jameson Ripley, our knight, he's like
No way, yeah,
he's
exactly.
doing it while the cameras are rolling,
Yes.
you know? And so they like get into his trailer and he's got like all this like memorabilia and like old photographs and like stuff from like his heyday. And he's like, he's so done with this fair.
Yes.
Like he really is done with the costumes and all of it and is complaining about his limp or whatever he's got going on and really not in the mood to be friendly.
I like that. I like that. So we're just continually adding fuel to this fire of rage that is Jameson. Perhaps Scooby snags a picture off of the wall of the trailer,
Mm.
and it's Vincent Van Gogh, and Jameson Ripley goes, "Huh, Vincent Van Gogh?" And Jameson, that's when he blows up. He's like, "This is ridiculous. I hate this. Everything about this whole fair thing."
Yeah.
And he has an American accent, not a Scottish accent at
Hmm.
all.
Oh my gosh.
That's right, he broke character. Turns out he's been faking being a Scotsman.
Gosh.
Scotsman.
Mm.
And so he gets very upset. He wants this whole place to burn, he says. Uh-oh. Use those words. Uh-oh.
Dang, we should have put that in the first act. Dang it.
No, I like this. I like this reveal of motive, right?
Yeah.
So Jameson very clearly could have had something to do with this. Whether or not he wishes for it secretly or has actually pulled the trigger, we'll find out.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Where should we cut to now?
Probably Fred. And
Fred and
honestly,
Daphne.
we kinda need an O'Malley in this story. Because
I
obviously,
think there is one
yeah,
here. I think so.
after they heard the realtor story, that basically suspect number 1 is a member of the O'Malley family.
Yeah, it's gotta be right.
Yes. Yeah, yeah. Whoever that person is. Yes, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Let's make it a girl.
Ooh,
Sophia.
Sophia O'Malley.
Or Sophie, maybe. Probably Sophie. She's
She
English. It'd be
lives
like
in a nice suburban house that's, like, right next to the castle.
I feel like Sophie O'Malley is yeah, she's like the heir to the O'Malley she's like the relative or
Wait,
whatever.
pause on that. We have to what happens next? We can speculate, but if she's not on screen, she don't exist.
Mm.
Well, aren't they gonna go talk to her?
Or are they saying they find some way to say like, "Oh, there's actually an O'Malley here at the fair. Who knew?"
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, I was gonna say that all this property is still the O'Malley's property. They just had to sell the castle specifically to make up for their debts. So a lot of the property around here is still O'Malley land, and there's an O'Malley, Sophia O'Malley, who lives nearby in her own little house. And maybe maybe this is where we learn, like, she actually couldn't care less about the castle, and she doesn't know anything about no family curse.
Yes.
That's what
Hold
she would
pause,
say.
pause on that because she would that's information she would reveal if she were in conversation with somebody. Who's she in conversation with? I
So
imagine
Fred and Daphne go to her house to talk to her.
okay, got it. That I think that works. I think too what if we just had Daphne do this? What if we had her break out some of that Kim Possible energy,
Oh,
to go a little bit rogue and do some digging of her own because she wants to be useful to the gang, and so she is going to social butterfly her way to get some information out of this Sophia O'Malley because she cuts right to it. She thinks Sophia has everything to do with this dragon.
okay.
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 So,
I mean,
like,
Freddie can
Sophia
still be there though, right? Like,
Yes, yeah, yes.
what
I wanted Daphne to have a moment. I think she could do something pretty fun here, where like Sophia O'Malley is watching the kind of the last bits of fire be put out from the Ren Fair, and then she's like watching from her balcony, and then who's climbing her balcony but Daphne, who says, she says something like, "I know it was you because you're an O'Malley," and she has this like maybe she's just like an action pose like on top of the railing. Like she's just
okay.
ready to like take her out. She's like she's gunning um right for right for Sophia because if this whole thing burns up and the Ren Fair goes south, Fred's going to be so upset. And so she doesn't want to like have Fred get all bent out of shape because this thing that came to see got in a blaze of fire.
So I like that. So I was thinking more like her and Fred go to her house, they knock on the door and they get turned away. They say she's very busy. And then that's when she breaks and enters into
Oh, yes.
does what you're saying.
Yes. Okay, I like that as a setup to this. Okay, so Daphne and Fred walk up, and then yeah, they're turned away. Fred starts
Butler
leaving.
buttles them.
The, the butler buttles, and Fred's like, "Oh darn," in classic I can't swear sense. Starts walking away, and then Daphne looks up and sees a girl on the balcony watching, right? And then kind of looks behind her to see Fred like walking away, and then does this whole like ninja flip to get up there.
And climbs up.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Parkour.
yeah. She parkours. She parkours.
Parkour, parkour.
Because this is gotta be girl to girl, like, "Hey, I know what you're up to. Stop it.
Eh,
You you're ruining my boyfriend's fun."
yeah.
Yeah. So
Um, what's
now they're gonna.
Sophia's response?
I think she should. I think she should say that she wants nothing to do with them. That this is her response, right? She
Yeah,
wants
yeah, yeah.
nothing to do with them. She has no interest. She doesn't like the McEwen family for taking her family's castle, but like she doesn't care.
Yeah. She has no alibi, though. She has no way to prove that she wasn't part of it. So, like, does Daphne just growl angrily and then leave? Because 'Cause she's got nothing.
Maybe she does provide an alibi.
Butler who buttled them says, "Oh, she was here the whole time." Yeah, like, that'll fly.
Or no, like maybe she just literally got back from something. She just got back from getting her nails did.
She's got like a big bag where she has spent the summer in Norway. She was doing all sorts of skiing and sledding or whatever.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I just spent the week in Norway skiing. You can call this resort specifically and the staff will tell you.
There you go.
I've been there all week and I just got home, you know, not an hour ago.
Yes, yes. And then I think Daphne catches up with Fred. She like parkours down. And as Fred is walking away, Fred is walking away. And she like catches up next to him, and he goes, "What was that about? Like, where'd you go just now?" And she goes, "Oh, girl talk." And they
Hmm.
continue. They're gonna look for clues elsewhere.
He doesn't need to know.
He
He
doesn't need
doesn't
to
He,
need
know.
it.
Fridge man got a fridge. Uh,
I think that maybe we could tie some stuff together if they
Mhm.
go back. Fred, he wants to go back and talk to Ewan McEwen because that's who he was talking to before, and um, they should.
You and McEwen could also just have accompanied them, because maybe he wanted to give Sophia an ear full as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
So maybe he's just sort of there with them as
I think he should somehow, like, let them know, like, this is devastating because if this Ren Fair goes away, like, the castle, he didn't buy the castle for all that much money.
Mhm.
Like, part of this Ren Fair thing is that now he's really profiting off of having this. So if the Ren Fair goes away, the castle becomes worthless again,
He's gonna lose the castle.
and maybe that would cast that's why he suspects the O'Malleys. They're trying to get their thing back or just spite him.
or he just actually believes in the curse, and it's their bloody dragon, so they better bloody call it off.
Yeah,
He's a true believer.
I like both of those. Is there a way we can hold both of those at the same time?
I think so, yeah. Either
Okay.
way, he's blaming them, right? And he has a
Right,
Yeah.
right.
reason to.
Yeah, this is
So
good.
I think he could say I think he could be a believer in the dragon.
Um, okay, so we cut back to our friends Velma, Shag, and Scoob. They have been since kicked out of the trailer, I assume?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And now we
Uh,
need to discover some actual evidence.
Yeah. Burger keeping us on the straight and narrow. What are we finding here?
Well, maybe Velma finds like a piece of cloth on the ground, and we don't tell. She doesn't say what it is. She just sort of looks at it. She says, "Hmm, Zojiki. See, this is interesting."
But maybe it looks like it's been they're like, "Oh, wow, it's just a torn piece of cloth." And she's like, "No, not torn, bitten." And there's like teeth marks on it. So it's been in the
Yeah,
mouth of the dragon. And
I was
whose
also
clothes does it come from?
I was also angling towards like she's gonna reveal that this piece of cloth she picked up earlier was it was like a fireman's coat, or it was made of the same material that firemen's coats
Uh,
are made out of.
Or she takes this clue and she tucks it away, and then at the very end, she will tell us exactly what she did, where this piece of
ah,
cloth came
there you
from.
go. There you go.
Exactly.
It's the Schrodinger's clue, as you
Don't
know.
need it's right, that's right. That's right.
It is both relevant and not relevant.
Listen,
Okay.
she can pull whatever she wants out at the end. She just needs to have collected it earlier.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. Okay, that works. So are we coming back to the jousting arena? What's going on? Or is there some way for
See,
the festivities to kick back on? So, like,
well,
you and
I feel
McEwen.
like
Go ahead.
as Velma gathers this evidence, I feel like Shaggy and Scooby need to get jumped by this dragon again.
Yes. Very good.
There needs to be a bit of there needs to be some more. There needs to be another attack specifically on Shaggy and Scooby because haha.
Yes. Yes. No, very good.
And then
Uh,
we'll learn something about the dragon as they get chased and
Perfect.
as hilarity ensues.
Yes, Velma has reached down to get this piece of cloth and goes curiouser and curiouser, and then like on the corner, like in the background, comes big dragon with big red eyes, and then Shag and Scoop are looking over her shoulder, looking behind her, and there it is.
Oh yes.
Yep.
It's
Yep. It's coming towards them
Is there a fun like chase scene we can do here?
so that they can run past the same cotton candy stand 8 times.
Yeah.
I think we have to, right?
Yeah, right. I like them being chased, amongst the stands, right? So we
mhm.
we we haven't really gone to some of the people that are buying things. Say we have our jeweler, our fortune teller, we have somebody who has a random, assortment of books, and, I think this is a perfect place to create, all sorts of crash and
Yeah.
mayhem. Yeah?
And I think we have to set up something about the dragon's movements or tendencies in the chase
Yeah.
that will allow us to trap it later. Like, it can run, but it can only run on the road or something, for some reason.
Yeah, it's like they take the back alleys and they find that the dragon almost seems to be on a set path. It can't seem to
Yeah.
go down the really narrow, like, backsides of the tents for some reason.
Guys, are we implying the dragon's on rails?
I don't know, maybe.
Or whatever is controlling it can't reach, like, behind the tent without getting tangled up. Not that it's
Mhm.
on rails, but perhaps maybe it's being puppeteered by some sort of translucent wires.
Oh,
Well,
okay, let's just give it some sort
or
of immobility, right? So
or
it's
Mhm.
like
or I
go
was
ahead.
thinking, what if so it shoots little bursts of fire out of its mouth.
Yeah.
What if it's nighttime and when they go off in a dark area, it's basically using its fire as like a flashlight. So
Mm.
they can hide in the dark so that it can't like wherever the lanterns are, it won't be able to follow them there.
Yeah.
Could work. Whoever's operating this monster did not think about night vision.
Yeah, so it's basically like trying to use up its gas or fuel or whatever to like be able to see.
Got it. Okay,
And
and
then
then
once it runs out, it can't
there
see
it
him
is,
anymore.
there it is. Okay, so, like, they keep running around, we're going through the same cotton candy aisle of,
Yeah.
of stalls. The fire is going, 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 and then, they
And
gotta dress up as something at some point.
Yeah,
Burger,
or
what do you got?
maybe this isn't like, this is when they discover that it's using its fire, but maybe we don't utilize the fact that it's run out quite yet. Because obviously that can be utilized when we actually trap the sucker.
We could do both,
Well,
right? So we could
I
run out
Yeah.
yeah,
here and
and
then
then
Yeah, yeah.
it like
fuel up
slinks
later.
off. It
Yeah.
slinks off. Yeah. And
I
they're like, "Why did it stop chasing us?"
guys, I need a Shaggy and Scooby dress up as something gag, please.
Um, they
I think they dress up like sheep because because the dragon wants to eat the sheep.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but this is how they know that it's a fake monster because they dress up as sheep and it kind of ignores them for just a second.
This is just for them. This is for their own edification. Yeah.
Yeah. And then of course the dragon gets really close to to Scooby, who's kind of shivering as a sheep, and he's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, Mr. Dragon, sir, let me get that for," and like maybe dabs his nose or something. And
Yeah, yeah,
then
yeah.
actually, what could he do
Or,
as a
yeah, no,
sheep?
maybe the dragon goes to, like, reach for him, and then, like, Scooby, like, slaps him on the wrist, and he says, "No, no, no, this is no way to eat me," and he, like, starts seasoning himself.
Yes. Yep. Very good. And then he's seasoning himself, of course, on a large platter that has
Yeah.
appeared, and
And
then
then
Yeah, yeah.
he's, like, basting himself, he's, like, putting hors d'oeuvres on the side of the plate, he's, like he keeps stopping the drag, he's like, "You can't eat me yet! You can't eat me yet! You can't eat me yet!"
I think then that giant plate that has suddenly appeared, Shaggy kicks it, and it flies through and hits the dragon in the face, and and then they just book it.
You
And it does
book
a
it.
gong
Yeah.
sound.
Yeah, yeah.
Big old gong sound, yes. Yep. I think so then they're running and then they're in some sort of alley situation, in which they're trapped. The dragon then comes in close, very, very close, and then the fire stops coming,
Yeah.
right? And they like stare at it and they're shaking. Who's
Yeah,
holding
yeah,
whom?
they think they're about to absolutely get roasted, and then, yeah, it just sorta
Shaggy is definitely in Scooby's arms at this point.
yeah,
Yep,
yeah.
yep,
Yeah.
it's good.
Knees knocking together.
Yes, and then our dragon then suddenly flees, right? Suddenly disappears.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it. Very good. Very good. What happens next?
I think maybe there has to be like a little bit of a heightened situation. I think maybe Ewan McEwen he disappears.
Yeah.
As he's not really a suspect, but he does have reason to hate the dragon, and he's sort of one of the guys in charge. So I feel like he disappears. We don't know what happens.
Mhm. And then yeah, no, I like that, and then maybe this is when maybe while Shaggy and Scooby were getting chased, Velma actually was at, like, the top of one of the castle turrets, and she actually was, like, seeing how the dragon was running around, and that's when she could just sorta stroke her chin and go, "Hmm,"
Yeah.
but says nothing.
Velma thinks for an entire scene.
Yeah.
"Hmm."
She's a little slow.
Okay, all right. Fred, Daphne come back. Shaggy and Scooby are then to join them. Alma comes down from being the isolated brain in a tower. I think I think I think it's trapping time. What do you think?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, we're getting around. We've got plenty of red herrings planted, it could be any of
Yep.
them, really.
There we go. Okay, distraction. How we make, because of course we need some sort of intricate setup. Let's utilize some of the elements in our lovely Scooby stew.
Mhm.
Well, I was thinking, when Shaggy and Scooby are running earlier, that's usually like they're caught off guard. But when they're actually laying the trap is maybe when they're doing the hors d'oeuvres on the plate thing,
Mm.
you know?
Or they could do it again. Call back.
Do it again. Call back to 2 minutes ago. Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
why use the gag once?
The see, the only problem is we have not really established any sort of. We have a lot of suspects. We have a lot of motive, but we don't have a lot of suspects who have the means.
Oh, who
Yeah,
cares, man? In this day and age, it's a remote control. It's a
yeah,
giant puppet. It's
yeah,
something. It's a drone. Who knows?
yeah.
Yeah,
It's
that's fair.
it's owned and operated by some foreign country. Who
Yeah,
Everyone's got the means nowadays.
that's
I
fair.
eh, I
Ridiculous
think
dragons.
I think you could always, like well, maybe we're already past this, but I think you could probably, like, I if you wanted to drum up some more intrigue, you could have them find, like, some more empty propane tanks or, like,
Mm.
whatever, like, from the supply shed or something.
Does Velma give us another?
Well, yeah,
Hmm.
maybe that's what Velma was actually doing when she was climbing that turret of the tower. Like before
Yeah.
she gets to the top and sees the pattern of the dragon's movements, she actually finds that that tower was filled with propane tanks. It's like,
Mm.
who has access to this castle during off hours? Hmm.
Ooh, I like that. So, okay, so now alright, so that was an insert, but that now it's even more intense, so, now it's trapping time.
Yeah.
So, I think obviously, right, so if Velma has figured this out kind of, and she's gonna tell Fred, the dragon can't see in the dark, he needs fire. So, wherever they start the chase, they're gonna need to be in a really, like, well-lit location, but they're gonna
Mhm.
have to try to, like, lead it to, like, fall down a hill or fall in a pit, you know?
Mm.
Somewhere where it'll be dark or something like that, and they can
And
the
maybe
user will
this
be
is where
blind.
they start digging a pit for a trap, but the dragon actually attacks in the middle of it, and they have to improvise a little bit.
Ooh, a setup.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
Burger if I'm recalling right, the last time we did this, they had a whole setup beforehand. So I like if they get caught out by the monster.
Yeah. The But yeah, so they're like in the middle of digging their pit trap, and the dragon is just like sort of sitting there. And maybe they're hauling up dirt, and Scooby passes the dirt to Shaggy, and Shaggy passes it up to the dragon. And then the
Yeah, yeah,
dragon passes it on to Velma, and then Velma and Shaggy both look between them.
yeah. Yep, yeah, yep,
Yes, very good.
essential. Yep.
And but yeah, so they get kind of caught out. The trap's not ready. Another chase sort of begins. Um, and do we want to say maybe they're angling. Since that guy threw a fit in his trailer and he said, "I wish this whole place burned to the ground," they, like, think it's him. They're sorta angling towards him. Velma isn't because she has more evidence, but they are. And maybe at this point, the, Blue Knight, our jaded television star, actually saves the gang from the dragon in true knightly fashion.
Oh,
He sort of relives his
dang.
glory days. Maybe he says a line from the
Nice.
show. Maybe there's an episode where he fights a dragon and he says the same line from the show and he swoops in and he actually stops them because he's jaded and he hates this place, but he doesn't actually wanna see a bunch of innocent teenagers get hurt. Like,
That's good.
he's a good guy.
Yeah. Okay, I like it. So what we have is we have the dragons begin to chase them, and I think it chases them to the jousting arena, and then we
Mhm,
see Jameson Ripley in his armor charging the dragon just to begin with.
mhm.
And then who hits the dragon who gets the kind of the duckies in a circle over his head,
Yeah, yep,
kind of making chirping sounds. I like that. So our dragon is temporarily down, but I think he's gonna come back, and we need something else to trap him.
yeah. I'm wondering, can we incorporate water just because water beats fire?
It's
And then
true.
Velma would have some kind of a pun, you know,
Absolutely.
about like, talk about being a wet blanket in this party or something, some kind of dumb quippy one-liner.
This is
Mhm.
good. This is good. So I like that we're gonna use some water here. Let's have how do we get the water on him? Hmm. Big bucket. What is there big
Big
buckets of? Big
buckets.
barrels? Big barrels. Big things of
Barrels
barrels. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
barrels
yeah,
of
yeah.
ale of
Mm.
ale.
Barrels of well, does that
Will that
work?
will make the fire worse? I guess it depends on the percentage.
Yeah.
What are they selling?
It's a Ren fair, man, in Scotland, like,
Yeah,
this could be quite okay, fine.
that's
For
true.
our purposes, it works, okay? Fred and Daphne perhaps push down a big thing of barrels?
Mhm.
Oh, yeah, it has to roll down the hill, and then
Yes.
the dragon has to sort of stumble on the barrels or something. I don't
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, I like that, I like that. It kinda
Yeah,
wobbles a bit.
yeah. Yeah, the other guy's just like, "Dragons can see in the dark. They're beautiful creatures."
Wait, who says that? Ewan McEwan? Or
Yeah.
somebody else?
thought you and McEwen that
Well,
got went
he maybe
missing.
he's standing over their pit, and he's just like obviously, I'm sort of jumping back, but, like, "Dragons would never fall for a pit trap. He can see in the dark."
But he can't, though,
But he can't
because
because
he's
we
not a
know that
real
he's
dragon.
not a real dragon, but
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Ewan
yeah,
McEwan, he's a true believer.
yeah. So many true believers. Dragon is almost downed.
Mhm.
What's the finishing blow here?
Um, do we wanna say this is when, what's his face, television star comes in, and he puts a lance directly into its chest? Like, straight up, and that's when it's sort of revealed that it's like an animatronic, is this lance just sorta splinters into his chest and,
I like that.
explodes in a sparky, wiry mess.
I like the that piece. Let me insert one additional element is that
Mhm.
while it's stabbed through, right, Jameson has done the final blow. The dragon is continuing to snap all over the place, and I think it goes for Velma. And then who should swoop in on a horse but Shane Flinty, who
Oh,
can rescue
snap!
her at the last moment, and then she recites some poetry, and
It
he's
Wait,
comes
taken.
back. It comes
okay,
back.
alright. I was angling towards Shane Flinty being a dupe of Sophia, and they're both guilty. Who are you guys aiming to be guilty?
I was thinking it's gotta be
Oh,
Sophia.
I think you could still do Shane here. I just think at the last moment, he's like, "No, wait, I didn't want Velma to get hurt."
Oh, okay, so he's still guilty.
Yeah, 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 you know it.
Okay.
I think Sophie is in the dragon. I think it is a robot, but I think there's a driver's seat. I don't know
Okay.
how, but
See,
well,
that sounds a
she's
little
got
too dirty for Sophia. Perhaps she's, like, off, with a remote control elsewheres.
Well, I feel like maybe it's okay for obviously, she couldn't have been piloting in the first attack, but I'm thinking Shane Flinty was piloting in the first attack
Oh, and then
because maybe he doesn't
she in
like
the
the
2nd and 3rd.
management. Yeah.
Ah,
He wants people to take this Ren Fair more seriously, and the current owners just don't.
yeah, okay.
nice.
Uh,
I
but
like
you're
it.
ri
Okay, so we have this big collapse of machinery, and then, there's no unmask here. Oh, no! What have we done?
I don't know, that's why I think
Oh,
Matt's the
sorry.
Why
idea with the
So Sophia
driver's
was
seat.
inside there.
I think
Yeah.
Sophia's
Okay,
inside
got
there.
it.
Yep,
Yeah, okay, and so the gang all says in unison, "Sophia O'Malley," right?
Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
But you
and
couldn't have been behind the first attack, right, is
And
what
you couldn't
Daphne
have
will
had access
interject.
to the castle and the propane storage facility.
Unless and then that's where Velma interjects, "Unless" and she's, like, really sad about this, right? Because she's about to reveal in this guy who just
Yeah.
saved her, and she's really,
Yeah.
really big into him. She says, "Unless you're Shane Flinty." And if they all go, "Shane Flinty," right?
Oh.
yeah.
"Oh, no." And then she reveals the cloth, which is, um
Is torn no, it's a piece of what Shane Flinty was wearing.
bingo,
'Cause
yes.
he was all about getting everybody in costume, and he made sure he had, like, fireproof costume or whatever. So he has to have, like, a little torn off
Yeah.
piece that his was missing
Yep,
or
I think
something like
Ewan
that.
McEwan jumps in and said, "I knew I should have recognized you. You're Shane Flinty O'Malley." That's what
Oh,
Snap!
Sophia's younger brother.
Yeah,
No!
he was wearing a hat, and under the hat is, like, thick red hair that
Oh
the
my
family all had.
gosh. Well, I mean, we established that he had red hair, but you're right, it was hidden. And
It was
Yeah,
Sophia
it was
hidden.
also
under
has
his
red hair.
crown. Yeah, they have the
Oh
same
my
hair.
gosh. Holy shit. And
That's
they've got
so
like the
good.
same whoosh in their hair.
Yeah.
Because that's hereditary, that hairstyle.
Right, 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 right. Okay, great. How do we wrap this up? So O'Malley's are being taken off. to jail. Did they have some sort of confession here, or is there just like, yeah, we wanted the castle back?
Yeah, we actually really care a lot about this castle, and we wanted it back.
Well, I think they both had a good motive though.
Yeah.
I think Shane hated the management. He wanted the Ren Fair his way, and Sophie was trying to like trap him because
Yeah.
she wants the Ren Fair. She doesn't care. She wants it out of there because she's spiteful toward the new castle.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, so we get kind of the flashback cutaway piece, right, where it's Shane Flinty O'Malley that has put himself inside the dragon suit and is chasing people around in the beginning. And of course, he has that sort of like, it cuts to his face where he makes a
Yeah.
scowl as he puts on the stuff,
And
He's
that's when he slithers down the dragon's throat and into the armor that's in its mouth to then lay helplessly on the field.
Yes, exactly, right.
No, no.
He was
Oh,
playing
yeah,
pretend,
yeah,
see?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. Yep, and then we cut to also, on the later attacks that happen, it is Sophia that has gone into the machine and is operating it to chase Shaggy and Scooby, and then ultimately, in the final climactic piece, she was the villain.
Yeah.
Great.
And yeah,
Wait,
they had
one
actually
one thing one thing we didn't wrap up was the fact that Fred had to get a different costume. And so
That's true.
maybe earlier Fred could have gotten to the propane storage room because they just thought he worked there. I don't
That's
know.
true, that's
We
true.
never really
We
tied
never
that one
tied
in,
that
but
back in. Yeah,
yeah.
Fred
Yeah.
was kind of on the he wasn't front and center like he usually is.
You know, if we did a draft 2, we would probably need them to actually, like, go into the castle because you never actually had them go into the castle
That's
really.
true, that's true, and I cannot believe there has to be some way for us to still do this, but I cannot believe we filled an entire castle with propane and it didn't blow up. I think we failed somewhere.
Propane and propane accessories.
Darn. Okay, was there any last loose ends before we wrap it up here?
No, I think we kinda hit everything.
Yeah, no, I can't think of anything we introduced, but we didn't pay off besides Fred's costume.
Very good. In that case, thanks for joining. You can read more about this and what we're doing as part of this Story Games Gambit over at storygamessojourn.substack.com and check the links below for any ways to support the podcast. Matt, thanks for joining us. And Burger, as always a pleasure. And thanks for listening. We'll catch you guys next time.
Later.